Alright, we're gonna play a fun game called Forcing Yourself to Draw by Kaz. A game where every inch of your fiber wants to slowly be torn apart in a molecular way so that you feel every ounce of pain, but it's still better than drawing. Howdy, folks. I'm Kaz, and today I'm still working on my senior project because I still hate myself. But not as much as you hate me, am I right? I want to try and get maybe 2 hours done today. Let's see where I go. So I'm trying a new style of eye, and I really like this eye. It's very similar to the eye from, hello, text message, Howl's Moving Castle. Super simple, black iris, colored outside, and a little bit of a white sunbeam going on there. I haven't drawn the iris in yet, or the little white sunbeam yet, because I haven't gotten there yet. It'll be in the coloring phase when I get to the coloring phase. And I've made quite a bit of progress on this scene actually, so it felt like a good time to start streaming. Like that line, Jesus. But yeah, so not a whole lot's new. Still drawing. Went to Colorado. Not to buy the Wheatie Boys because you can do that in Illinois now. But to so she's sorry, let me get back to this real quick. So she goes fine, but then it has to end with that little sound, fine. So it's like a mouth like this, and then there's like a little bit of it open, and then there's a tongue, fine, like that. And we'll just keep this for like 2 frames and be totally chill with it. But anyway, so I went to Colorado. We were shooting a music video. I got to use my cool Steadicam thing, but I also didn't get to produce it, which makes me kind of bummed out. But it wasn't on the table anyway. I would have produced it then, if they let me. I feel like I haven't produced anything in a very long time, and I'm kind of starting to get the itch again for organization, and I don't want to lose that itch, man. That sweet, sweet producer itch. But camera stuff is fun, I guess. It gives me money. Not a lot of money. Not as much as I could be making whilst I moved to LA, but, you know, a decent amount of money. Right, so she goes, fine. I'm using my head as reference. Not exactly good reference, to be real, because she has a much nicer shaped noggin than your boy, what am I going to call myself, square head. Let me finish that hairline real quick. But her whole action is literally just, it's like a shrug, so up and then down, up and down, up. I could honestly delete this layer. I don't need it. Also, her hair is kind of wonky here, but we may ignore that, I think, question mark. I don't know about that. Because it looks like kind of, so when she looks over it makes sense. Although it has a weird jump, see? Although I can fix that real quick. I think I will fix that actually. Yeah, that's a little better. Fixing things left and right. Cool. So we'll fix the hair again too. Because, yeah boy, hate discontinuity. Also, these frames are nice that are to each side of it, so we'll just keep that ball rolling, that nice frameage. Alright. Yeah, I went to Colorado. It was kind of awful. It was like a 16-hour drive both ways because we couldn't stop for anything. We didn't have the budget to do hotels or anything like that. So it's pretty awful. Plus crammed in a car with 5 other people. Not ideal. But what are you gonna do? See, that's a lot nicer of a transition. The eyebrows need a little work. So I might redo the little these boys. They need to be more consistent. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I like the hair. I don't like how it disappears here, but I like the hair. Something like that. Why not? No one will know. Yeah, good enough. This has been my new motto. Good enough. Because I have to fucking move on. Alright. Okay. So now the character's more or less looking down, so just keep the bun kind of where it is. I'm getting way better at drawing circles, which I'm actually kind of proud of, to be honest with you. So, if you ever need someone who can draw you a decent circle freehand, I'm your guy. Potentially. I might honestly just go back over and copy all the eyebrows, because one thing I'm not good at is consistency when it comes to those eyebrows. Kind of a too oval head there. We're not total lima beans. We're going half lima bean, like that. Yeah. And I kind of want her hair to start going back behind her head a little bit more. She's more facing this way, or starting to face this way. So the little ball in the back of her head will move that way, and the rest of her face will move that way. Oh my goodness, coffee. I'm doing this thing where I fast, which sounds unhealthy, because it is unhealthy, I think. But also, I really desperately want to lose weight, and I'm going to... Summer's gonna creep up on me, and I'd rather have an eating disorder than have fat or something. That's a horrible thing to say, but I don't care. Whee! Animating. So now she has 2 nostrils, whereas before she still has 2. But I'm gonna. Yeah, what can I? That's fine. Yeah. Ba, ba, ba. Right there. That's good. And then I'm pretty much synced up with my past frame here. So that's nice. Although her left side is a little further back than I'd like, but we will keep it, because going back right now, that sounds like pain. Okay. And her head is becoming very not right shaped, so it's not. I'm slowly starting to migrate her head over to being vertical. And that's too small, but it's the correct size, so we'll go ahead and expand that out. That's perfect. That's more like what I want. So lovely. Oh yeah, okay. That's trash. Let's go ahead and start this curve right there. I think that was a little nicer. Nope. Yep. I applied. No one will see this, so I feel comfortable saying this. I didn't apply for a job, but I tried my best. Not my best. You know what? Fuck off. I tried hard at editing this video, which is for this YouTube group that I've been following for a long time, and kind of a hopes that they'll save me from this fate of having to show my senior project, which is silly, because I should just show what I have instead of jerking myself off too much. I should just show what I have and try and find a different job. But I tried somewhat hard. I made the first half a little more memey, and the second half a little less memey. And then, just to try it out, and I kind of like my edit. I animated the whole credit scene because I was like, this will show them that I'm committed to their brand or something. I don't even know why I did it. It took all day. I think it took 7 hours to do. I think a total of, how many frames was it? It was maybe 15 frames at the most. It took 7 hours to do like 15 frames. Because their logo had a bunch of dots in it, and I convinced myself that I wanted to show them, like, listen, I'm committed to this project. I'm gonna fill in all these fucking dots. And then, you know, my day is gone, and I'm like, well, shit, now I gotta edit the video. I like editing. Like, I'll edit for anybody. I don't care what it is, as long as I have a job and I'm paid, and it doesn't matter to me. And I'll do good at it too. I'll do my best, but I'm more of a quick editor than I am like a very intimate editor. Like, I like editing, but I don't. Like, I like to get the information that you need, and then I like the fun bits. And also, we're making our hair kind of curve this way, just so everyone knows. I like the fun bits of editing. Like, here we go. Here's this bit that we need to pay attention to. But the video samples that they provided were pretty fun in the beginning, and then the end it just became kind of the boring schlock that I feel like most people don't care that much about, but maybe some people do. I'm just being. But you know, I kept that part more serious in the beginning. I kind of memed it a little, but not really that much. I could have done way more memeage-wise, but I also figured they wanted someone who's fast, so I just kind of sent it in. You know, hopefully they'll consider it, or at the very least like the intro enough. Looking back on it, there's so much I could do that I wish I did. You know, like, put your best foot forward and all that, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so she goes, fine. And then that's when we cut. I was thinking of having like a freeze frame for this frame right here, or well, the next one obviously. I was thinking of having a freeze frame where she goes, fine. And then it like freeze frames and then slowly fades like into the next scene. I don't know why I drew what I drew. That's my representation. So her head ends cockeyed, which I like that a lot. I think that's really interesting. Also, this is like my first time really getting into drawing head perspectives, and I think I did okay. It's not the best, but I've seen worse from myself. Also, what the fuck? Oh, okay, that's her jaw. Do I like that? Oh, that's it. That's the one. What is going on with that? That's nicer. Yeah, that's way nicer. I kind of like how these eyes look a little hypnotizy. That's fun. Before you add the iris and the pupil and all that, they look a little hypnotizing. How does hair even work? Who cares? Connect it. Oh. I like the swoosh a lot. I feel like it really adds that. It sounds weird but feminine to it. Like, I feel like dudes don't have swooshes in their eyes, obviously. I like it a lot though. That looks good. Oh, this doesn't look good. Ooh. I broke my pen, my drawing pen that I used the other day. So what you're seeing me drawn is literally a fucking the drawing pen, but it's like fucking snapped in the center. So I just took some like electrical tape and fucking cockeyed it back together, and it looks like trash. But the funny thing is, it feels so much nicer to hold because it's like bent. So like just like holding it in my hand, it feels like the weight is way better. So I like the fact that I broke it and I jankily fixed it and it turned out better. I feel like that's like very similar to a lot of stuff that I do, which I'm so happy with. Speaking of like stuff that I've done, I've been oddly obsessed with this matte box project that I've been working on, which is like it's a way to like block the light from hitting your camera lens or something. I don't know what people use. I mean, I use them for that, but they also make your camera look really impressive. But I've been working on this one, which is on my channel. You can check it out. It's just an ad for it, but I probably spent maybe 50 or 60 hours just catting away at that fucker because I was so bored with drawing, and it was like a problem that I had that I couldn't leave unsolved. So I kept working at it, and then eventually I got this thing that I'm like really proud of. There's nothing I can really do with it money-wise. Can't make money off it, which means I have to keep relying on my parents for help while I animate my fucking project. If I didn't have my parents' help while I was animating this, undo. Excuse me, please. If I didn't have their help while I was animating this, I couldn't animate it. But that kind of makes me feel worse. Because in a lot of ways, you know, I might not even be able to finish it, even without all their help, and the deadline kind of fast approaching, like a month away, 2 months away. I don't think I'll be able to finish it, even with all that, which makes me feel like a shitty son. You know, they put all this time and effort and money into me, only for me to, I don't know what, not put the effort back. But I tried. I really did. I tried an unhealthy amount, I think. After I graduate, I'm gonna definitely need to sleep for a few days just to detox. But in the meantime, the schedule is the same. I get up, I turn on the computer, maybe make some coffee or something. I sit down, I animate for 5 hours, I get up, make some food, eat the food at my computer, animate for 5 hours. You know, at that point it's already 5 or 6. Maybe I talked to Chris a little bit. You know, I haven't gone outside in 3 days. After the Colorado trip anyway, I think I got some sun that I really needed, but besides that, it's not a good life. I gotta be honest. But it feels bad to say that because, you know, I am lucky to be able to do this, but at the same time, I don't want to be. If you can avoid being an animator, that's the problem too, because I love it. I love it and I hate it. I wouldn't do this if I truly hated it, but I think what I love is the product, or seeing something and then improving on it, maybe the process of drawing, but I still hate it, you know, I hate it. So what are you gonna do? That looks pretty great. I'm pretty happy with that. Here's the stuff in the beginning that I didn't show you. Also, I don't know how I feel about these teeth, but I'm keeping them in because I like it. So, tap, tap, tap. So and then she goes, fine. And then they walk off after it cuts. So he goes right there. I feel like sound is gonna really help with that. Also, I feel like my animation has gotten way better over these last few days or maybe months, but I mean, I compare this to like stuff that I did earlier, like here, even my most recent stuff, which is, hold on, I'm finding it. Hold on, wait, here it is. So this is the most recent stuff that I finished, and I'm pretty proud of this. I'm not proud of his movement. His mouth is off. I'm proud of her. Her mouth is good. Her movement is great, like right through here. Like her back moves back, and then it kind of comes forward. I didn't even notice that. I don't know how I feel about that. But I like it a lot, just because this is like a really, big improvement on what I've done. For him here, I almost essentially rotoscoped over my face, but it looks really awful. I learned since with her to stop and to just essentially move the jaw and the mouth as little as possible. Subtle movements are always better when it comes to talking, I found anyway. That's not the final voice either. I like this background a lot. I wish I didn't blur it. I might bring it back into focus, but I don't like this background as much, but that's okay. I'll work harder on this next one. Alright, so now that I have her basically, there it is. Now that I have her essentially done with, in terms of head movement, we can move on to the easier stuff, which is the body. Ooh, gross. And I say easier, but I'm actually lying to you because it's not easier, it's actually harder. So, let's go. That jaw moves so much. Let's bring that back. Well, I like this head shape. There we go. Just like that. Cool. It's foggy. Oh God, I love One Piece. Her mouth needs to come up a little. Although I like how this looks in terms of movement, it doesn't make sense. That's better. That's really nice. Although her eyebrows are still a little wonky. Let's go through them, shall we? Alright. Okay, eyebrow. Alright, so that moves forward, so I think we can bring it down. These are both kind of lima bean shaped, although this one way less so. Eyebrows are fucking important as fuck. You know? I mean, obviously, but like, more so I think people don't understand how subtle they can be. Like, I was originally just gonna have a line because I kind of like how that looks, but also, I mean, I wanted to have that little extra detail of a brown eyebrow, you know, or like a colored eyebrow, because it just looks so cool to me. But, you know, in retrospect, I probably should have just done a line, but you know, here we are, and it only takes another 8 seconds. God, why does that look so terrible? It only takes another 8 seconds plus or minus when it comes to adding color to eyebrows, because they're so oh, I need to move that eye up a little, shouldn't I? Yeah. It only takes a couple of seconds, give or take. It can be more rotated when it comes to coloring them in. Please don't fog. Fogged. I don't care. Good enough. That's trash. Trash. Get your trash. There we go. Nice and even. Like God intended. That can go along. But anyway, so I tried applying for this editing job because, you know what, I'll take fucking anything as long as it's in film and I'm qualified for it. And then I also, even though I kind of shit on them a little, there's this company that I like called FreeFly, which they make my favorite gimbal, my favorite everything in the film industry. But I kind of shit on them a little on Instagram because I bought a pack of, it was like nine used Movi batteries, and the original Movi batteries, for people who don't know, the Movi, obviously it's a Steadicam thing, or it's a camera stabilizer system, but the original Movi batteries are trash. Like they barely last any time at all. Like, you know, their advertising was like these batteries, we thought about uptime a lot, you know. It's a lie. They I mean, they thought about it, I'm sure, but like, um, interesting. Wait, so it goes up, down. What the fuck? Hold on. Where's that frame? I'm sure they thought about their batteries a lot, but like, that's what I want. Okay. But they don't last, essentially. So if I'm trying to power my camera with the Movi batteries and the Movi at the same time, these batteries die. But I tested them beforehand, before leaving for Colorado, and I was like, yeah, these things are probably okay. Turns out I was a fool, because I didn't test them with the camera. I just tested them with the gimbal, and I was looking at them. I was like, oh yeah, these things look fine. Because, you know, they were reading 80%, 90%. So anyway, I kind of sent a message on, because they were like asking, like, send in your best free fly experiences, and I was like, yeah, I bought like 9 of your batteries off eBay and they all fucking sucked, or something like that. And I don't regret saying that, because they did, and they, you know, Free Flight has a really bad battery policy, I will say. You know, which is that they don't have a policy, which is if your battery shits the fan, it's fucked. And, you know, they were advertising these batteries as like pretty great. Like, you know, they'd have a lot of cycles and shit, but that's about as good as I'm gonna get with that eye, I think. I don't like it though, because it hops up here. I'm gonna move it down just a smidge. But, you know, I probably shouldn't have said anything, because I do want to work for them. Although I did read that they were sexist in their LinkedIn thing. Someone left a review that was like, yeah, it's a predominantly male-dominated office, and I don't really like that. I'd rather be not sexist. And, like, not bro-y. I'm so sick of bro-y film people. They're literally everywhere. Oh, did it freeze? Okay, good. That'll do. I'm looking for abnormalities in the motion, which I'm getting a lot of from these eyelash thingies, but I think we'll just keep them because it's kind of charming. And no one will know. See? No one will know. You will. You'll know my pain. Fine. There she goes. There she goes. Fine. Fine. I love that. That's so sassy. Okay. That's a lovely... Okay, cool. Now we can work on the body. Yeah! Yeah. So if we're just going off of what these guys are doing. Oh, okay, so I need to extend that. I need to wait, actually, you know, I don't even need to do that. Let's go here, and then let's go down to here. It's this one. Yeah. So we can delete that. That's better. Why is it not showing up? Oh, that's because of this. Wait, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. That would explain it. Haha. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of all that. Actually, no, I shouldn't. I'll keep it for now. But I will move this back one. There we go. Now we have that sweet, sweet reference. Okay, so you'll notice her shoulders are moving this way and up. So we'll go ahead and draw this line here, like so. And we'll go ahead and finish her little neck thingy. My neck, my back, my puss, and my crack boss. That's pretty nice. she is muscular, but only because your boy a little bit muscular himself. So these lines are more or less gonna just follow kind of what a big-titted man would look like, which is me, because I'm big and titted, but also slightly on the muscular side, because I used to work out, and I've been having a hard time working out recently, mostly due to, you know, the fact that my good roommate buddy has left the building permanently or something, which bums me out, but James, please come back. We all miss you. There we go, that's nice. And her arms don't seem to move all that much right now, so we'll just kind of keep them in the same. That was a shit line, sorry. Same place. It's a slightly nicer line if I ever did see. Yes, sir, Reba. And I feel like the hand moves up just slightly, ever so slightly. So we'll keep going with that trend here. Right. Nice. That's a good one. I like that finger. Which is a weird thing to say if you're not, you know, an animator. Yeah, bro, I like your finger, bro. My friend Joe used to have this thing where he would grab your finger and then call it Felipe, like it was like a partner. And I kind of miss living with Joe. But he's married now, and he has a wife who he must. I don't know what he does with his wife. Befriend, love and care for, and all that jazz. Good for him. Living his best life. I will say his wedding was expensive as fuck. And you know, like, I mean, duh, but also, you know, shit. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, so, is that the cracks in the hand? That's the cracks. Oh, okay. I'm gonna unmute that Kaz layer. Bring that bad boy back. Alright. Here we are. Okay, so it looks like my fingers have moved slightly that way. And I don't know what this is. Alright, let's just... Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's redo that. Why is it not referencing? Okay, there we go. So it looks like my hand kind of comes up over here. And I need this reference for the hand because otherwise I'm not going to be able to handle it. But where's that other finger? Am I blind? Can I not see it? I saw you. Oh, okay, it kind of hides like that, and then this finger kind of comes up over it. And that goes under. That doesn't look very good, huh? Let's fix that up, shall we? Alright, that still doesn't look very good. Nope. And I find myself also in these drawings kind of doing the final layer sooner rather than later, because it doesn't save me time to go up and do like a bunch of different layers. It never saves me time, you know. Wow, I kind of effed up these hands here. Let's take it back a notch, shall we? Okay. Good thing I have this reference still. I was just about to delete it. A little bit. Cool. So let's go ahead and... Yes, I love it. Tracing hands is the best. If you can trace hands for anything, you have to draw hands. Ooh, that looks terrible. I can't see. I'm gonna up the brightness down here. There we go. That's better. Now I can see. Yeah, I want to trace these. I might shrink them. No. Fuck a Reno. Yes. Fuck yes. Cheating. The best way to do shit. To cheat. I love cheating. I remember once, there's this girl in high school. Her name was Bethany. I tried finding her on Facebook recently because I wonder what happened to that crazy horse lady girl. But I looked her up and I couldn't find her. But if I looked at my yearbook, I could find her last name and then see. Because she was dating this dude who was like, I want to say in his late 40s, and she was maybe 17, so that can't have ended well. But like, anyway, she was like obsessed with Britney Spears, so my type. She was crazy, so you know that was kind of fun. And she had she had a crush on her Spanish teacher. She would fucking make that shit known, and she got in trouble for it because she would like hit on him. And he was like, "Okay, hello, 17-year-old child, fuck off, please." And then she, would not politely fuck off, but So anyway, so yeah, I was looking her up because I was like, oh, I wonder what befell of her. But she had this philosophy. She was kind of a decent painter, actually, and she painted this picture of her next to a horse. She did like a painting for our school's hallway. And it didn't look very good, but it was better than anything I'd done at the time, so I was kind of impressed with her. I was like, yeah, maybe I can learn something from this art chick. Because after that, the art teacher got sacked because he was gay, so they were like, what's a gay guy? Roo. So they sacked him, and then I didn't really have anyone to learn from. Also, does she look too chunky there? No, she looks good. Yeah, I'm digging that. That's cool. That's cool. Fuck yeah. Oh, and then okay, so anyway, her philosophy was always, tracing is shit, don't trace. People who trace are terrible. But I learned by tracing. I learned my whole life by tracing. And the more I think about it, there was this really great video that I watched when I was a little kid. I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years old. Which was this, it was this dude who, he did these speed paints, and they're definitely still on YouTube. I could probably find them. If any hypothetical person gives a shit, I could find them. They're amazing. There's hyper-realistic speed paints, and I traced over his car speed paint of. He did a Bumblebee one that I fell in love with, and I loved the Camaro. It was the 2011 Camaro. With the yellow stripe down the center because Transformers had just come out. He did a speed paint. Anyway, the point is I became super obsessed with that car, so I tried tracing over it, and I would say that was my art. I'd be like, yeah, I drew that. Isn't that crazy? But the crazier thing, I mean, that was obviously bad of me, and I shouldn't have done it and said it was mine. But the crazier thing is that I learned a lot. After that, I learned more than I ever had because I just followed his shape that he did of Bumblebee, and I that was the first time I conceptually understood making a 3D object on a 2D plane, and I was like blown away by it. Like it hit me in the head. And there was another moment recently actually where I was taking an art class where we were talking about how light, is there in the absence of, how light forms 3D shapes, and it blew my fucking mind. Like there's still shit that I learn every day about drawing and art and physics that kind of fucking blow my mind. Just light means so much to us as a society, but we never realize it, Whoa, headphone glitch. Interesting. My computer makes weird headphone glitches sometimes. Alright, we're just gonna keep on trucking. I'm really glad I decided to trace this. This would be too difficult for me to conceptualize. So, thanks, Pascaz. You're a bro. I'm just gonna go here, and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do about the book design yet. think I'll figure it out as we keep going. But I really wanted to do something special for this scene, in particular because it's a close-up on her, and I haven't given her character a lot of time. I've given Donald a lot of time, but I haven't given her a lot of time, so I wanted to really stress, like, this is something that I'm focused on, which is her character. And they're both important to me. Obviously, I think more than anything, they both represent a time in my life when, I was bullied every day. Mostly by my sister, but, by other people too, and self-esteem, and, you're a kid. Life's not easy. Especially high school, middle school, all that. And it's not like I was popular, obviously, no one is. Unless you are popular, in which case you turn out to be kind of a weird MLA salesman for pyramid schemes. And that's okay, that's your life. But I didn't have like a core friend group that I did, but they weren't, I don't talk to them anymore. I don't talk to anybody from high school anymore, which I think is a good thing. Because honestly, there was a Facebook message made in our graduation class of 2015. People gonna show up or something. And I kept thinking to myself, no, I'm not ready yet, I'm not successful yet. I thought I'd be by now. But I think everybody thinks that. And I think that's kind of where we fall short. Because we want ourselves to be like perfect robots that work 24/7 and keep ourselves in good repair and like are successful business people and do successful things. But I'm going to be honest, I think most people that graduated from my high school are probably in the same boat as me. That makes me upset. Kind of nervous. But like I don't know. I'm gonna definitely, when I become old and I look back at like these years in my life where I just spend time drawing all day, I hope I value them, because yes, I love this. Look at this motion. So I'm gonna keep this. This will be brown. This will be brown, but it'll be like a little motion path sort of thing. Like a nice, fun little Easter egg that people who go through it are gonna be like, yeah, I'm going through this. I'll go through this someday. Yeah. Said no one. That's fine. We don't care. We don't need them. Take that, people. I think. Oh yeah, look at that nice traced hand. Fuck you, people who don't trace hands. Kill yourself. Shit. Oh, that was an issue on the trip. Me and my roommate Chris, we tell each other to kill yourself a bunch, as like a way of, friendly roommate banter. The problem is, one of the people who went on the Colorado trip, their sibling attempted suicide, and so I kept saying it. I couldn't stop because it was like one of those things that you just can't, it's like lodged into your head. So I kept fucking saying it, and I kept hurting this person's feelings, and I didn't mean to, and I apologized over and over again, but it's just one of those things that you just, I wanted to stop so bad. But, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Oh yeah, son. That looks pretty decent. Although, one thing I will say is I have a really pretty girlfriend, so I could show that off to my high school foes, I guess. I don't even know. It's like a mental dick measuring contest. I fucking don't want a part of it, but here I am talking about it. I don't want to be, so out, I say. Anyway, I've got all these Moby batteries charging on the floor right now. They all say they're green, so maybe they do work now. Who knows? Maybe I'll give it a test. Why not? Who cares? Maybe they will run the camera. They probably won't, though. That's fine. Who cares? Moby doesn't care. They won't hire me anyway. Even though, you know what? I'm being salty. Suffice to say, it's been my dream for a very long time to work for Free Fly. And they they will never hire me. And that's fine. Because sometimes dreams are not meant to be realized, and you need to realize that. Haha, take that, past me for trying. I wrote them such a nice letter, too. I wrote them a really fucking nice letter. It was like, you guys inspire me. I've wanted to work for you, for the entire time that I've been at, my career. I love gimbals, which is a weird thing to love. I'm not gonna lie. I love them. They're fucking weird and like robotic and technology that I pretty much fully understand, and like I can get behind, and like I can manipulate and code and all that shit. I don't have an electrical engineering degree, obviously, but you'd think they'd be one of those companies that's like, yeah, you don't need an electrical engineering degree. We got pilots and shit. Like, I'll do anything for these fuckers. I will travel the country recruiting for you. I will kiss your ass. I don't give a shit. I'll do whatever. I would. Just to move to Seattle, Washington, and work for them. It's been my dream for so long, but it won't happen. So I guess I'll just PA in LA for a couple of years and see where that gets me. Which is also not exciting, because I wanted to be producing and working for a producer, but and maybe I'll apply for some internships or something, but I need to make money. It's so awful. It's like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I don't have a good solution for any of it. Whatever. I am rotoscoping myself in for this animation because, actually animating is really tough. Although the movement might look too good, so we'll see. Oh, excuse me, I burped. I'm very burpy. It's probably because of the fasting. No, that needs to be higher. That doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Ooh. Yeah, that's better. Look at my fat tummy. Look at this belly. Look at this. There's a little bit of mold seeping out. There we go. Oh, yeah. Lovely. That neck moves around far too much. Let's fix it. I think I didn't do that intentionally, obviously, but there we go. That's a little nicer. That's better. I'll have to fix that neck in a second, or maybe I'll move the head a little to compensate. Because it's really not that many frames. I counted, it's only 30-something frames. But then again, I have taken longer on 30-something frames before, so we'll see. I want to have this whole spiel, like her line work, I want to have her line work done tomorrow, at the very least, and then after that, I want to have them colored by Monday night, or this part colored by Monday night, and then after that I'm moving on to a walking scene, and then a fighting scene, and I want to do the fighting scene so bad. Because this is the last bit of dialogue that I have to worry about before I get to do action stuff, and action stuff is my jam, bruh. Because you don't have to be so... I'm going to do it all in black and white, too. Because you don't have to be so fucking, precise. Like, look at these thin-ass lines, man. That takes a lot of work for me to get there, to these thin lines, That was a good scale of my brushes, pixel size. So I can do thin like this. That's the thinnest I can go, and that's the thickest I can go. I'm trying to keep everything fairly thin here, because the thinner you go, the more, I wouldn't say consistent, but the more pretty I'd say it looks. I like how thin lines look, but I also like how thick lines look, depending on the situation. So let's go ahead and get those nice little fingers. There's little fingers in here. Yes, very much so, like this. That's a shitty line. Shitty line. That's a better one. I miss the days when this was done on paper. Because I had way more fun when I was drawing on paper than I am now. I think the paper actually made me feel less depressed about this whole shenanigans. Mostly because of texture, I think. Texture and the fact that I wasn't looking at a computer screen for, 9+ hours, I think. I feel like a lot of people look at computer screens for 9+ hours though, so maybe I should just stop complaining about it. Although, maybe another thing too is the body wasn't really meant to do that. Also, I like her hair peeking over her shoulder. That is lovely. I'm gonna keep that. Past Kaz, you sucker. Take that past me. Close this up. I'm gonna erase this because it looks like a dick and a half. There we go. Yeah, good. I really hope Corridor hires me. I hope it more than anything. I just want to drop out. I just want to get out of this fucking state and leave and never look back ever. I just, I hate it here. I really do. It's cold. It's wet. I mean, my parents are here, but I don't want them to be here. I want them to move with me so I can take care of them and love them for the rest of their adult lives. Because my parents are angels, and my sister treated them like dick for all of her life until now. And then, they're cool with it for some fucking reason. But that's a whole nother story. Like, why do you guys put up with her? I mean, I don't want to put up with her. And, she deserves less. She's family. Which, I don't like the argument that family is, you can't be mad at family, or you can't like your family because they're family and, DNA and blood and all that garbage. I don't like it. I think it's... I like that. That's cool. Look at these tiny little lines. I don't think that's proper. But, part of me will always love my sister, I think. Which makes me sad, because she really was a bully to me, and I always thought it would stop. And that's what this movie was originally about, was her being a bully. And I dreamt, I hoped that she would become better, and that this Danny is my ideal version of Addie. It's like I desperately wanted her to become, my friend. She never did, because she was so mean. I don't know why she was so mean. We never treated her poorly that I can think of. I feel like she just had repressed rage, and she took it out on us because she couldn't not save face well enough to take it out on people who hurt her, if anyone hurt her. I don't think anyone actually hurt her. But that's another story for another time. Although no one's listening, so I might as well just talk. I feel like as a person I became more closed off because of her. And I kind of blame her for that. Like, I always wanted to be more sociable or more empathetic or something, just something, literally anything. I want to be something. And then I always feel like somehow I was in her shadow. Her repressive Addie shadow. But is it going down? No, it's going up. Oh god, it's gonna look so cool. Can't wait. The head is gonna need to be way nicer tracked. Like, I don't know. I like that though. Wait, hold on. That's nice. I like how it kind of goes up. Yeah, let's keep that. The shoulder needs work, but I'll get to that later. No, I'll get to it now. Too square. She does not have square shoulders. This goes out too far. Yeah, realistically, line work done. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. Realistically, line work done tonight, tomorrow-ish. And then color done on Monday. Wait, what's today? Friday? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, today's Saturday. Holy shit. Man, the days go quick. Oh my god, my girlfriend's still at work and it's 10:30. What the fuck? That's not good. It's 10:40 actually. Holy shit. Holy fuck. What's going on? There we go. Alright. Look at her neck, it kind of fluctuates. I'm gonna fix that. Doop, 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 doop. Yeah, that's no good. Needs to go back out. If we're gonna continue my swanky neck trend here. That's good. That actually fixed most of our problems. Cool. Moving on. Keep drawing those hands. But yeah, I feel like I have issues now opening up musically. Like my girlfriend will play a lot of songs in the car while we're driving. She's one of those like people who can just listen to music nonstop. And personally, I can't do that. I don't feel comfortable playing my own music that I listen to in the car with someone else. I don't know why. It's just it's just something I feel weird about. And I tried showing her a song the other day, and she didn't seem to like it very much. It was like a Death Grip song. Hacker, I think. Yeah, that's a good song. But I don't think she liked it. But I mean, that's music. People have tastes. And mine seem to be more metal, rap. I don't know. Not really rock anymore. I'm super into stoner metal, I guess, now, but that's, just because it's like, fun. I also fucking love Dula Lu or whatever her fucking name is. She's cool. I like her music a lot. Just because it's like so poppy and or old sounding, and I like that a lot. I've fucking been bopping to Britney recently, and I don't know why. I love Britney Spears. But in general, I feel like my music is so varied so much of the time. Oh man, this collar needs to move up on that side. I feel like, saying this is my music, this is the thing that I love, is weird for me. I don't have that. I don't have a specific flavor that I jam to. And sometimes my moods change. Like sometimes I'll want to listen to Beastie Boys, and sometimes I want to listen to Katy Perry singing about being a teenage dream. And I just don't feel comfortable, and I wonder why I don't feel comfortable. So I like Kate Nash a lot. She showed me Kate Nash. I don't like Lizzo that much. I don't know why. Who else don't I like that Alex likes? I don't know anymore. So the Flaming Lips was the first concert I ever saw, and I liked them in concert, but I didn't like them later after further listening. So I like Ween a lot, but just Ocean Man because it's such a bop. What else do I like? Can I finish that thumb? No. Although I liked that thumb's shape, so maybe I should have kept that. Yeah, cool. I don't know. For me, it goes between like fucking heavy metal and pop, and it never is anywhere in between. So, not that there is a need for it. But we shot this music video in Colorado, and this guy who was singing. I dug his style. It was pretty fun. It's like a chill song. I can probably maybe link it. I don't know. It's probably not out yet. Oh yeah, but our hard drives died. I've never had this happen before. The hard drive that we put all the footage on is a Western Digital plug-in wall, and it was working up until one time when the editor turned it on. All the footage is gone, and it wasn't backed up. The only backup that we have is right here on these red mags, but the red mags are, that's only the last day of footage. I didn't format it because I was like, I should probably keep that. That's it. And then we have like one copy of a YouTube thing that is uploaded in really low res. It's like a preview. And the producer, quote unquote, didn't help at all. He's like, the editor is like asking me for like help, and I feel like I don't know shit, dude. I can't restructure a hard drive. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing like that. I'm just kind of a tech guy. I'm not even like that much into it. But so anyway, so this poor editor had to pay for fucking getting the hard drive serviced, getting all the footage off, and we might even need like a donor board or something. So it's not good. You gotta. I was doing data, and I actively could have done more. I could have put it on a different person's hard drive because we had another one, but we were tired. And I was like, oh shit, because it's like 3 a.m, and we got up at 4 a.m. the previous day, and it's, you think, oh, it's a brand new hard drive. What could happen? But no, that was on me. I feel like shit for that. Excuse me. But the edit that I saw, that's on YouTube, looked pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. Although I there's this really gorgeous shot we got, which was like he was skateboarding down a hill in the sunrise, and we had a chase car, and it looked so good. It looked so fucking good, but they only kept a little bit of it, and I was like, oh man, put that in. It's a music video. Continuity is bullshit. That was the best shot we got that whole day. And I was doing a bunch of Steadicam stuff for it, and I wasn't super happy with it, like the Steadicam stuff. But that was mostly because of the Mobi battery thing, which again, FreeFly, for fuck's sake. If they had an insurance policy or like some kind of policy on batteries, I would be so fucking thrilled. I would trade them all in for money or new batteries or something, just literally anything, just because these old batteries are pretty toss. They're not good. I might do a stress test in a minute here. Woo! What is that line? Yeah, bitch. Pardon me. Very burpy. It's because of the fasting, which we already talked about. Is there anything else that's going on that's not terribly depressing? Not really. A little depressing. Sold some lights. That was nice. Got rid of them. I don't know. I sold a lens so I could afford this new printer. My 3D printer's been acting up recently. I sold my printer, or I'm selling my printer, because it's my current printer. Again, it's been acting up. I was like, I want to get like a Prusa. I want to get like a really nice 3D printer that I can rely on, that I can press and play, and it fucking prints right off the bat. So then I did that, and it was like $400 something because I wanted to get the sensor thing. So I spent all that money, but I spent it on my credit card because I was like, fuck, I better order this thing sooner rather than later, because the pre-orders are gonna. I mean, it's not pre-order. There's a weight. There's like a heavy weight for this thing. So, come on, there you go, right there. That looks great. I shelled out the $420 for it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna really. I don't have that money right now, but I paid it all back in 3 days because I sold everything so quickly. And I don't regret selling things, but I sort of do, because I sold the Rokinon 85mm lens, which I hated personally, but I mean, it's a lens. A lens is an asset. An asset is something with gears on it. So, I mean, I like the lens gears, but gears can only get you so far. With lens quality, a Rokinon lens is kind of garbage. And I'm one of those red users too that has red, but they have Rokinon lenses, which is not a good thing, not a good position to be in. So I was thinking about just selling all my Rokinon and only using my Canon lens, which is like a Canon 24-105 f.4, their f4 zoom, which is the original metal one, so it has really nice coating. But I also don't have a digital aperture change for my red, so I have a regular one, so I need to use cine lenses so that I can adjust the aperture manually. Unless I got, a way to adjust the aperture via the red control, which I don't because I can't afford it. So if I sold on my other lenses though, that are Rokinon, then I could probably afford it. But then I would, be out 3 lenses. So I have a 35mm Canon mount, and I have a 14mm Canon mount Rokinon, and probably together they're worth maybe $450, something along those lines. $450 maybe the most I could get, and maybe I could sell. I have my favorite lens of all, which is a 100mm macro. It's a Canon f2 2.4. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's the most beautiful lens. If I sold that, I could easily afford the Canon mount. I could just sell that and then not have to sell the other 2 lenses. But I love that lens. I don't want to sell it. I love it. It's the perfect lens. It's a macro, but it also, it's specifically a macro, but you can use it as a telephoto, and it's like really good low light, and it's it's original Canon stuff, so it's not. It has that nice yellow coating that I really like. I like the soft yellow look of Canon lenses. They're my favorite. Besides Nikon, vintage Nikon lenses look really pretty too. And that was a future project I'm still gonna work on, but I have this really gorgeous 50mm vintage Nikon f1.8. No, sorry, f2.8. Not 1.8. That would be ludicrously cool. But it is the most pretty lens, and I really want to machine a new housing for it out of metal, and then give it a new gear ratio. Like, you ever think about, in kind of a weird, fucked up way, like, make a wish? Like, if you had one chance to make a wish, and you were dying in a hospital, what would you do? And I think my one make a wish, as weird as it sounds, would literally be to hang out with this dude on YouTube who goes by the name of, oh god, what's his name? Frank? No, not Frank Howard. He's close. God, what is his name? He's a genius machinist. A genius machinist. I'll think of it later. It doesn't matter. He's a machinist. I follow him on YouTube. And he does kind of crazy CNC lathe stuff and CAD things that I'm interested in that stuff. So I really want to that would be my make-a-wish, would be to hang out with him and rehouse my 50mm. I don't even know if he knows how to rehouse it, but I want to put a new gear ratio on it so that the gears turn the right way when you use a motor or something, because Nikons all go a different direction than they're supposed to. Well, the normal lenses, I should say, not that they're supposed to, because nothing's supposed to do anything. You can do what you want. Also, I missed her fucking there it is. Cool. Nice. Lovely. Okay. And I think with that, I'm probably going to wrap up my stream. Thanks for the one person, if there is one person, for listening to me. You're pretty cool, I think, and not a fake. So good luck out there, everyone. It's a cruel world.